If you're like a lot of people in enterprises, you're probably suffering from a lot of legacy stacks that you need to upgrade, not only for the ability to add new features to your software, but just basic compliance and security, real enterprise stuff. We've been working on something to fix that. App Advisor.
App Advisor, you don't write a single line of code. That's all written for you and tested for you. So you just integrate in your pipeline, and we have whatever in one application, 90 plus microservices. And if you run the App Advisor there are 80 of these microservices are not touched normally by the day-to-day work. They're just running for a couple of years, and they still have to be maintained, but nobody kind of focus on that. Nobody's even, there's of course still an owner, but he just wants to do some other stuff. And now he will get just a pull request, seeing all the changes. And if they have a good software development lifecycle pipeline with a quality gate and code coverage, it's just going pass through to production. And that's a very interesting part. You don't have maintenance effort. That's big for us.
Sounds cool and all, but how's it work?
What App Advisor it's all about, it brings a toolkit to organizations to think about a culture of continuous upgrade. And so what it brings to the table is the ability to sit next to a developer, sit next to an organization, and really be that pair coding and pair programming buddy that helps you think about how to best approach a very complex problem like upgrading applications. When you're thinking about a minor or a major upgrade, there is always an incredible number of dependencies in the system and an incredible number of dependencies within your application, the external dependencies, the libraries, and all the components that need to be modified. What Spring App Advisor does is it very much helps auto-generate all the changes in the form of what we call recipes that need to be applied to the code base to adjust to the new contracts, the new API that are available as part of the new versions. And it's a very intuitive process for a developer where they can interact through a CLI and they can interrogate the tool and really learn about the process and how the upgrade plan is generated and can be applied at small scale, sort of repo by repo. But also more importantly, it was designed from the beginning to be inserted straight into this larger scale multi-repo, fully automated CI/CD driven type of upgrade rollouts. And natively out of the box, you can think about inserting this in your pipelines and really thinking about applying these commits, going through your testing, staging and proper validation, but with predefined inputs that App Advisor generates.
And so we started writing some custom recipes to do the large-scale refactoring, such as JUnit upgrades, Hibernate upgrades, and then we had some legacy SOAP services where we needed to call from our microservices stack.
Well, there you go. It'll even help you clean up all that enterprise SOAP that's sliding around. So if you're being held up by the older components and stacks, you should check out the Application Advisor. There's some deeper overviews in the links below, whether it's articles or links. And then you can get back to the important thing with software, adding new features, innovating, making your software run better so your whole organization can run better.